Yeah, they had a great run, and it's fun to watch. You know, and, they moved the basketball. They was well coached. I watched them all the time. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball. But I do a lot of college scouting, and I was hoping one of the Indiana State players would be on the radar, you know, but you never know, they were so young. But
what everyone else was afraid to say, Larry Bird really stated. Without even flinching, he deemed Caitlin Clark superior than Angel Reese. Just the facts, without any sugarcoating or media fluff. And what do you know? He's not incorrect. As if it were nothing, Clark is out here pulling up from half court, shattering records, stacking triple doubles, and bearing the weight of the entire WNBA. Reese, meantime, is occupied with sharing TikToks and continues to attempt to establish her place in the discussion.
Clark. And
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and forth.
I'm a fan of
and Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ of, go to Jamil Hill, type in Jamil Hill, yeah. She says, by the time she retires, Jamil Hill has made a bold prediction that Angel Reese will become the MJ of the WNBA by the time she retires. That's what she said. Okay? Let me
Steph Curry then supported Bird. Shaq supported him. Y'all need to stop being petty and give Clark her flowers, even Charles Barkley said. There isn't even a rivalry anymore. It's a reminder of reality. Maybe we should all stop acting like this is even close if the legends are all claiming that Caitlin is that one. Stay put. We're dissecting everything. From Curry's endorsement to Bird's harsh reality, the WNBA has just turned into the Caitlin Clark show. Larry Bird didn't only express his opinion. He shocked the world of women's basketball. When the Hall of Famer said that Caitlin Clark was superior than Angel Reese, he did it without hesitation. Just a renowned baller speaking the truth, without any pretense or public relations spin. And let's face it, people pay attention to Larry when he talks. Bird doesn't give out accolades until they are well-earned. Therefore, it was a decision rather than just praise when he crowned Clark in public. He likened observing her to observing himself during his time at Indiana State. That's no little matter. One of the best sayings ever is, "Yeah, this kid reminds me of me." Reese, meantime, was not even mentioned in the discussion. How rude is that, you know? She was not even acknowledged by Bird. ESPN's heated take this year was overshadowed by that quiet. Clark's game is self-evident. Triple doubles like clockwork, laser-sharp eyesight, and pull-up threes from half-court. Bird recognizes that she is transforming our perception of women's basketball. Here's a query for the supporters. Are we still acting as if this is a competition when a legend like Larry Bird makes this very evident? The floodgates flowed as soon as Larry Bird approved. Like a proud elder brother, Steph Curry, whose shooting revolutionized basketball, supported Clark. "She's must-see TV," he remarked. He complimented her basketball IQ, range, and flair.
There's been a lot of talk about Caitlin Clark being an amazing shooter and just someone we're watching. Have you spoken to her? Do you know her? What do you think?
I mean, I've been watching from afar and understanding just how much of a power she is out there on the court. The cool part is the way that she plays and her range and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison to the way that I play.
I was going to say Caitlin Clark's been compared to you.
Yeah, but I think it almost robs her of like the rest of her game because she's such a good floor, she has her overall floor game. She's racking up, close to triple doubles every night, and her shooting ability is, it's her superpower, but the rest of her game is as polished as that. And so it's must-see TV. And I love what it is done for, women's basketball in terms of when she shows up, the seats are filled.
And it's genuine coming from Steph. A shooter identifying another murderer is what it is. Shaq the Diesel arrived next. He openly said that he was initially a hater and didn't trust the hype, but then he saw Clark blow apart defenders in the logo, and Shaq suddenly lost it, calling her a future great and a game changer. Never one to keep back. Charles Barkley criticized the league's pettiness and urged the players to quit being sour and start bringing Clark flowers. "You're being petty. She's the one bringing in the money," he replied bluntly.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA.
Three legends, that is, Barkley, Bird, Curry, and Shaq all sing the same song. Additionally, they supported Clark as if she were already a Hall of Famer, rather than only mentioning her name. I must question, therefore, why do some people still behave as if she hasn't earned it when the best players in history are all riding for one player? The thing with Larry Bird is this. Flash doesn't matter to him. He values toughness, hustle, and heart. His admiration for Caitlin Clark thus strikes a different chord. Bird discussed how the finest teammates are those that work hard every day and are honest throughout practice. To a T, that's Clark. She isn't only consuming 30-foot threes. She is taking the initiative, calling plays, and diving for loose balls. Bird would have cherished sharing the floor with a player like her. The most revealing thing is that Bird never once brought up Angel Reese. No backhanded praise, but she's also excellent. Nothing at all. That quiet. It reverberated. Because why should we act as like it's a parallel if Bird doesn't see it? Clark isn't attempting to be ostentatious. She's attempting to win here. Legends admire just that kind of energy. She is receiving these accolades because she is effective, not because of publicity. For the fans, here's a true one. Do you like athletes who speak the loudest or those who just focus and play? Okay, let's discuss basketball instead of comparing Instagram followers. On the hardwood, Clark and Reese face off. It's far from it. Caitlin Clark is a general on the floor. She's a surgeon as well as a shooter, dropping dimes, managing pace, and anticipating plays. She has NBA caliber vision, ridiculous range, and decision-making skills. Angel Reese is a good defender and a powerful rebounder. But I'm not quite there yet when it comes to offensive leadership. She plays a part in a squad that is having trouble. Her team is significant because of Clark. The matter is not personal. The facts are what they are. Clark has a refined game. Reese's game still needs improvement. One seems to be a potential MVP. The others seem to be attempting to establish her beat. Let's face it, will the outcomes be the same if both players switch sides at this moment? The silence section was spoken aloud by Tim Hardaway. In the locker room, Caitlin Clark is the target of the most of the jealousy. He said that when she was fouled, several teammates did not even assist her in getting up. That's crazy. On a team, it is not typical behavior. That's private. Hardaway referred to it as outright hate. He said that while her colleagues are letting jealousy consume them, Clark is playing the game the right way, enjoying herself, and being professional. He's also not incorrect. The weird thing is that Clark isn't even inciting their animosity. She isn't being rude. She isn't being too dramatic. She's having a great time. Despite this, the atmosphere around her is frigid. Championships cannot be won with that type of relationship. Furthermore, it's evident from Hardaway's remarks that this goes beyond Reese. It concerns a league that is ill-equipped to deal with a young talent who is rapidly rising to prominence. Here's a question then. Is it necessary for Clark to get smaller in order to accommodate others? Or ought the league to mature and back its star? There was nothing that Charles Barkley avoided. He expressed what many fans were thinking and criticized the league's treatment of Clark. You're being petty. He added that Clark's game isn't the reason for the hatred she receives. It has to do with jealousy, about becoming the face of women's basketball, packed venues, and landing sponsorship agreements. Additionally, she's receiving side-eye from others rather than praise. Simply put, Barkley stated, give her her flowers, because many of these games wouldn't even be shown on national television if it weren't for Clark. It's true. The guy who used to fight MJ, and Shaq doesn't give a damn about how you feel. Facts are important to him. In actuality, Clark is generating revenue for the WNBA. She's adding significance to it. Why? Therefore, the hatred. For you watchers, this is a genuine one. Do you want players that make the league better? Or do you want everyone to be modest so that nobody's pride is damaged? This entire Clark versus Reese scenario, let's face it, the media is mostly at blame for the exaggerated coverage. It's frustrating that every foul, every stare down, and every handshake after a game has turned into a headline. The controversy isn't even being fueled by Clark. The media needs a villain, but she's playing basketball. They continue to build this image as if we are witnessing a soap opera set in real life. Really, competition isn't the point here. It has to do with animosity and is interfering with the basketball game itself. Clark's records are broken. Reese continues to learn. That's the tale. Not who on Instagram unfollowed whom. Bill Simmons even stated that more damage than good is being done by the media. They're transforming the league into TMZ with a scoreboard rather than creating it. Let's turn it over to the audience. Which would you prefer? Who rolled their eyes in the post-game tunnel or actual game statistics? Mr. I'll dunk on your whole franchise, Shaquille O'Neal, said that he didn't think the Caitlin Clark craze was real. He first claimed to have questioned her. As he watched her hit shot after shot from the logo, he wondered whether it was simply media hype. Shaq is now Allen. He said that despite Curry's lack of effort, she is taking action. That's crazy. When an NBA champion who has won 4 times says, "He changed his mind," that's no little compliment. That is the height of deference. The best has been Shaq. He's now bringing up Clark in that discussion. The shooting isn't the only thing. It's her dominance over the game, her flair, and her fearlessness. According to Shaq, it was like seeing a generational skill. So I had to ask, why can't some of these other guys in the league alter their minds if Shaq can? Let's put an end to this story for good. Being marketable isn't the only reason Caitlin Clark is well known. She's wonderful, which is why she's renowned. Complete halt. More powerful than any highlight reel or social media campaign is this woman's game. It has nothing to do with viral videos. The box score is at issue. It infuriated Stephen A. Smith. He said, "If you think Caitlin Clark is only big because of TikTok or commercials, you clearly haven't watched her play." And he's absolutely correct. In terms of assists, Clark leads the league. In the MVP vote, she is now ranked 4th. All of this is happening during her first season. Marketing magic isn't that. That's the skill of generations. Yes, you may have your face shown on a billboard via marketing. However, it won't help you score 30 points in front of an adversarial audience. You can't acquire triple-doubles in venues that are completely sold out. It's earned. She's earning it every night, Clark. Stephen A. cautioned that the WNBA would quickly become irrelevant if they begin to value publicity more than basketball. Skill, not social media influence, is the foundation of a league. Let me ask you this. Are you here to see history being created, or are you just looking for likes and hashtags? Because that's exactly what Caitlin Clark is doing. The fact that Caitlin Clark was left off the Olympic squad told us everything we needed to know. This player breaks records, draws the most audiences, and leads the league in assists. And when underperforming players and wounded veterans make Team USA, she somehow misses out. Hurry up! It has nothing to do with basketball. This had to do with politics, gatekeeping, and the desire of some to prevent Clark from becoming too well-known too quickly. Fans were enamored with Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe. A cell phone is your most fascinating player to leave off throughout an Olympic year. It didn't make Clark weep. She refrained from venting. She just said that she would use it as inspiration. She is that person. Let's conclude by pointing out that Caitlin Clark is altering the game in real time, as any true basketball fan can see. Her influence is now undeniable, as seen by her selling out venues and smashing records. And it's not up for dispute that people continue to doubt her magnificence. Denial is that. The fanfare isn't the point. Everything comes down to outcomes, leadership, and competence. Night after night, Caitlin is working hard. She is lifting her colleagues, pushing the league to change more quickly than it has ever had to, and bringing new perspectives to the game while others continue to avoid the limelight or make excuses. This is the question for you then. Are some individuals afraid to acknowledge that the torch has already been handed, or is Caitlin Clark now the league's face? Leave a comment with your thoughts. Because Clark's ascension isn't slowing down, press the subscribe button and smash the like button if you're riding with her. Actually, it's only just beginning, and we will be here to support you at every stage.